Hello. Well, Undead Breed is a band which is coming from the ashes of the Undead family. This previous band was a band we had 15 years ago, and we decided to stop about 10 years. And then when we did it, we had several songs prepared for the new album. So along this time, we have been preparing the songs, and last year we decided to come again. But as we are different members, we decided to change the name. So we changed the Undead family to Undead Breed. And this is the origin of the band.
Okay, the meaning behind the band's name is very simple. This band was formed by members of a previous band that was called the Undead Family. This band split up like 10 years ago. So when we decided to form this new band, we had to think about a new name because the sound, the music that we do right now is a little bit far from what the Undead family used to do. So we wanted a similar name. We thought about something like Assist from the Undead or something like that, but that was very long. We always think that the band's name has to be as short as possible. At least is what I think. So in the end, we decided to name the band Undead Breed.
We have been working on this album for about 10 years because when we stopped with the previous band, the songs were composed. So in this time, we programmed drums and we recorded everything. But last year, when we talked about to return again, and this time with a new name and different members, then we decided to record the drums again. This time are real drums, not programmed as it was in the previous. And the songs were recorded about 10 years ago, but in this time we have been mixing once and over again. I don't know the mixes we have done, and we changed some keyboards as well. We changed some solos, and the sound of the previous guitars were different. And this is mainly the composition of this album as it came.
Well, the idea of the lyrics, it came a little bit by chance. I remember 10 years ago I was listening to the music Raul wrote, Raul and Bidu, the bridge and the riffs and so. And as I was watching Nightmare on Elm Street, I realized that the music would fit the atmosphere of the film. So we decided to put a sample at the beginning of the song. We realized it sounded good, we liked it, so then I wrote the lyrics using quotes of the film. And once we had this song, we say, why not with the rest of the album? If we had Freddy Krueger as a song, we needed more famous or iconic characters from horror films, so that's why we did it that way at the end. This is the reason. In the future, we don't know what we are going to do. For sure, we will do something similar to it. Don't know if we will do it with horror films, even if we are going to do it with cinema or films or books or whatever. Maybe don't know, but well. It would be something, yes, similar or following this way. The cover art was made by Eder Hernandez, who is an artist from Mexico, and it was also a little bit funny, but because once we had the idea of the concept of the album with all the horror films, things, and so we started to think about the cover art. And as we were describing the image with this cinema at night, with all these neon lights, the usher inviting you to enter the cinema, to enter the album, all the details, and so we realized that it was very, very similar to a very, very famous album from the best heavy metal band in history. And instead of hiding that that point we decided to go on with it. And yes, a lot of people has noticed that there is it's very similar our cover and the cover of the album with Somewhere in Time from Maiden. So Mr. Harris, if you are listening to us, we're just paying a tribute to you, that's all.
The cooperation with Base Record is really good because we know Gaspar, the boss, and I don't know. I think we sent him the masters and he liked it, and so he decided to release it. But we have to tell you that it's not only Base Records, it's also Pathologically Explicit Recordings, which is Fernando the boss. We also know him because with our previous bands, Mass Burial, Nasty Sergeants, we have released albums through their labels. So they both like it, and they decided to release it together. So for us, it was very good because with two labels, we can reach more people than if we do it only with one label.
Well, of course, we think that it's very important to have a label deal when releasing your music. Me, for instance, I have the experience of releasing music with another projects on our own, and of course you can do it as well. But the impact that's going to have is much less than if that music is released by a music label, for obvious reasons. They have their contacts, they have their fixed customers, so they know more or less how to move your music much better than you. Also they have a much more experience. So yes, we think it's important to release the music with a music label when you can. Obviously, if you don't have the opportunity, you have to release it on your own. But if you can't, yes. Of course, here in Spain, we have worked with several music labels, with this and with another projects such as Stream Music, Pathological Specific Recordings, or Base Record Production, and they are good labels for bands like us. So yes. Okay, this one is very easy to answer. The band was officially formed this year, so we didn't have any live shows arranged for 2020. So we didn't have to reschedule any. With another projects that we have, for instance, I play in a great band with Raul named Nasty Sergeants. With that band, we had some shows planned for 2020, and the shows obviously had to be rescheduled for 2021 for obvious reasons. So let's hope next year is better than this one for live music scene. Well, recently I've been listening to music of a label called FDA Records, a German label. They've recently have released this work of a German death metal band called the Human Rain, and I think it's a very good work. I enjoyed it a lot. Also, I've been listening to music of a label from India called Transcending Obscurity Records. With that label, with another band called Nasty Surgeons, we are going to release an album hopefully for next year. It was planned for this year, but it has to be rescheduled due to this COVID thing. So from that level, I recently listened to this work. Burial Remains is a death metal band from Holland, and they also have released recently an album of a band called Revolting. It's a band of Roga Johansson, and I recently listened to it, and I think it's a very good work as well.
We haven't played live yet because when we were starting to rehearse these new songs for the live performances is when this pandemic came. So we still haven't played. I hope the next year we can do it, but it's not very clear yet. But thanks to this COVID, we have time at home to finish the mix of the album, and so thanks to it is that we have finished the album.
Regarding the metal in Burgos, the local bands, instead of saying how difficult it is to develop or to grow as a band in our hometown, I'm going to show you some bands. I'm going to focus on street metal, but there are also a lot of thrash metal, heavy metal, alternative metal bands. Okay, first of all, from 5 members of Undead Breed, we also used to play in a band called Miss Weaver. We split up 3 years ago, but we had some songs already composed, and we are going to release our new album, which will be entitled Swan Song, in February. So here you can listen a little bit to it, from it. Well, if you like modern sounds, but also aggressive and extreme, Mortsubite, they play deathcore. They are also a friend of us. You can listen a little bit from them here. Of course, I'm using the computer because it's easier, but you have to buy original albums. Okay, let's see. But if you are more into old school sounds, you have Mass Burial. They play old school death metal in the vein of bands like Dismember, Grave from Sweden, and so here you have an example. If you prefer black metal, here you have a one-man solo project. It's Angel Chicote, who also plays guitars in Mass Burial. And this is kind of a very aggressive but also atmospheric black metal band. Angel is also the mind behind Graveyard of Souls, which is a band that plays atmospheric death doom. Raúl, our singer, sings also with him in this project. Here you have another piece of music. And finally, also Raúl and our drummer Ramon, they play in Nasty Surgeons, which is a grind death band in the vein of bands like Carcass or Necrony and things like that. that's all. It's a little bit long, the answer, but I think it works.
Our future plans. Well, the main thing we have in mind is playing live because we haven't done it before yet with this band. And it could be really, really good for us to do a premiere party with a concert to present this album in our hometown, but who knows when we could do this. And we have been preparing new songs as well. So next year we will record a new album to be released, I don't know if next year or in a couple of years. This is all at the moment.